I'm Priya Hurry. I'm from Mauritius. I did my MBA at the International University of Monaco. Before coming to Monaco, I was actually a flight attendant, and I wanted a career shift actually. And then after that, I considered pilot studies, but which was not really my cup of tea. After taking a sabbatical year, I really made up my mind that Monaco would be the place for me. The fact that it resembles home, specifically with the languages. And I looked at I won't say attributes, but the university did really have some advantages, like having small cohorts. That would mean great interaction between tutors and pupils. And at least I would have an identity rather than being just a roll number. So that meant a lot for me. They both have their attributes, like in their own sense. I really love the French Riviera because I felt a little like home because of the sun, the beaches. I wasn't feeling homesick at all. And the food along the coast, I didn't miss home at all, I should say. For me personally, it would be home, but it was a really great stay. I don't have 1 ounce of regret being on the French Riviera. It was just pure bliss. I was really happy there. It was a really nice experience. The food on the French Riviera, the ambience, I think it was lively and colorful. And I always felt happy being there. The sun, I think, played a lot even on the psyche. So you don't even have time to get depressed. You're always feeling like bubbling and happy and living. There is no way it's a no-no. It's a yes. As a flight attendant, we really spend a lot of time in luxurious hotels and consuming a lot of luxurious products ourselves. And of course, it's like titillating our appetite for luxury products. And it's kind of interesting because at times before starting to work, I was not so much into luxury. And the appetite grew with all the travels. And especially during my sabbatical year, I thought a lot of going to China to do Mandarin. And then when I went to China, I saw there were loads of prospects for luxury and in the luxurious field, which could be developed there. I thought a lot about it, and I think that was the prime factor which really influenced me to come and do an MBA in luxury with at least a module in luxury management at the University of Monaco. When I decided to study luxury, I was quite fascinated by the luxury world. When I went to China, I saw how the Chinese consumers really had a keen interest in investing a lot in the luxury sector. So for me, it was kind of an avenue to get into. I was studying Mandarin at that time. I wanted to go back to China actually to exploit the luxury market while completing my Mandarin studies and at the same time working in the luxury sector. It was something that really appealed to me because I could see a very big potential, especially in the Chinese market, and it's still there. Entrepreneurship, macroeconomics. Macroeconomics was my favorite subject. That really touched my heart, and I learned a lot. And marketing, luxury marketing. I thought that I might invest everything I learned here in Mauritius instead of taking it to some other countries where there is a lot of potential, but it's not the same as being at home. Actually, the microeconomics part, we were specifically learning about clusters. So I had a keen interest into the politics of my country when I came back home and saw how there was a lack of development in new clusters. And maybe I could even join politics with time, because I had a really keen interest in pulling more youngsters that were really evolving their mindset and bring out the awareness of not just being in a small country and having a narrow mind, but rather than expanding their awareness of what's outside, rather than just focusing on what's on the island. Traveling is indeed a great boon for people who can be audacious to implement what they learn outside in their countries. Obviously within certain parameters. But like with the lack of awareness of what's going on outside, our mindset might be kind of constricted and not really, it's like wearing blinkers and just surviving in your local environment, which doesn't really serve us on the long term. Like sustainability I haven't seen it properly on the island, though we're all going towards being sustainable all around the world. But here I can say we are still using, like, people are still hoarding on clothes and material products without really focusing on what will happen next. Like, where will you be dumping all those stuffs? It's like a world of consumerism where we are still hoarding on stuff. But we should be making the shift very soon, which we're not realizing yet on the island. I do have a keen interest to study. I think that was something which really helped me, and I love reading. So it was kind of a discovery for me when I was getting into books like strategic management and which ones? Luxury services, luxury marketing. I was always seeing things. Like when I was traveling as a flight attendant, we used to stay in 4 stars or 5 stars hotels. So we would get a luxury service. We were always the recipient of those luxury service. But now when we are on the other side of the coin, when it's we giving a luxury service, it's something different. And all that work which goes behind the service is really important, especially in the luxury sector. And like when I was studying luxury marketing, that really helped me to see how important it is, like, to understand emotions of people rather than just being mechanical, which I didn't get before because I was being like, oh, well served, I was really happy. But how flexible someone should be when giving a personalized service and really understanding the emotions of people. Like, even my perspectives changed like a lot with the ways they made us see things. What I really liked about the school is the teacher to pupil interaction. The teachers were very close, they were very friendly, very approachable to us. And that really helped, because after joining school again after such a long time, like doing big data for me, for example, required a lot of statistics. I was good in math during the time I was doing my higher school certificate, but after a long time, after my degree and spending almost 10 years working, getting back to statistics was a challenge. But they made the transition really smooth for us, and they included everybody because we had people of different backgrounds who joined, and different cultures, different backgrounds. That was a challenge. But the school made sure that everybody felt integrated and nobody was left out. Even people from not having a mathematical background, say for example, or from different walks of life, we could feel like it was a smooth transition. Though your level might be good in math, and though it can be like medium, we were all together, like rowing towards the same goal, which was really smooth and a nice ambience for everybody, I guess. The University of Monaco, they allocate mentors to students who had maybe an idea in the business you want to do, or maybe a connection with the country where you want to go. So I had a mentor who was coaching me in doing my business plan and all. But then afterwards, I changed my project into blueberry organic farming. And I was given another mentor who was in the agribusiness field, which meant that we were always helped a lot with mentors, and even the tutors or lecturers were really supportive, and we could email them or talk to them, and they were really helpful on those grounds. So our cohort was a very diverse one with people from different walks of life, and we got to share a lot of knowledge amongst all of us, and it was a really enriching experience. At times my classmates' personalities were like challenging. Like from different cultures and different backgrounds, and at times having even access with the languages, you're trying to be patient, because even I had my own accent with my little Frenchy at times. But it was kind of challenging, especially when you have to be working hard and giving out results, and then you're still having problems like coordinating and listening patiently about the accents, and trying first with the accent and then trying to get their points of views, working around projects in a team with part-time students, people not seeing things the way you are. That was quite challenging for me. It was a great challenge actually, which I learned to surmount, but it was a challenge. Group work. I've got two favorite lecturers actually. One was my big data lecturer, which was Alessio Castello. He had really like a good sense of humor, which made the class like really lively, and he was kind of witty also, which like really at times we were thinking, is he joking, or is that the truth, or is that just a joke? And everything was about big data, everything was about probabilities and statistics. He was like even questions which you might not think has a probability, and here he goes, so the probability of that thing, we were like, is there a probability in that one too? And everything has a probability actually, and that was true. That was a really fun class, though it was challenging in the beginning with the stats, but it get really interesting, and he really made the class interactive and interesting, and he was always there for us, like coming to meet him after the classes, or whenever we needed personal attention, he was always there for us. He was one of my favorites. Other favorite lecturer was my macroeconomics one, and he was somebody full of knowledge, and we were talking about clusters from different countries. So every lecture pushed us a little further in our thoughts. Like we had an overview of so many countries and their clusters, like the flower clusters in Amsterdam, the tourism cluster in Puerto Rico, very interesting, like the wine clusters in France and Australia. It was really interesting actually, and he was the one to really incite my curiosity for getting deeper into knowledge of clusters, and how bringing clusters to an economy brought about like the development of the economy, the development of the country, and everything around the development of the cluster. He was somebody who really marked my MBA course. I can say that personally, it was really value for money for me. The fact that it was a small cohort, the attention I needed was there. And it's not necessary to be living in Monaco with respect to the high cost of real estate in Monaco, which might come a little expensive. You might as well live in France, in Nice, which is really beautiful town, and it's by the sea. And on the Côte d'Azur, it's only feast for the eyes, and you can stay everywhere you want. The train services are really good. It doesn't come so expensive, like going to the university as such. And for me, it was really value for money. So I think it's a really good deal. You have great takeaways when going to the University of Monaco. Let's not mention about the nightlife, which is quite exciting to being there. That's a really great part too, because we have to get a balance between studying and partying, of course, because we are no more like high school students, but you needed a balance, which was there. The environment is really conducive for students. You get easy access to mentors and people who might help you on your endeavors. So on your career path, there'll always be somebody who the school puts you in contact with, which would have been difficult to be on your own and fetching these kinds of contacts by yourself. The International University of Monaco really helped us in bridging those gaps where we could feel that maybe on our own, it would have been that easy. I would say go for it. It's really value for money. The environment is really nice and conducive for students. It is an international platform where great knowledge is shared, great networks are made. I think it's a really great idea investing your money in the MBA program in Monaco.